Hey, how's it going, everybody? Marcus here with MGN Sports, and we're going to be previewing the upcoming matchup tonight between the Edmonton Oilers and Buffalo Sabres. Big time game here to get 2 wins in a row for this Oilers club here. Nice victory over the Montreal Canadiens on Tuesday night there by a final score of 3-2. In overtime, we're able to get on that power play due to that high sticking call late in the third period there, and we're able to get that 4-minute major and able to seal the deal in that overtime period by a final score of 3-2 versus the Montreal Canadiens. Was a little bit worried there in that third as they did push back and came back to tie the game 2-2 as the Oilers had a 2-0 lead going into the third. Kind of gave it away to them there. But we're able to hang on at the end of the game and seal the deal for the victory in overtime, which was nice to see the boys get back on track, get back into the win column. We'll go ahead and look at some of the matchup stats coming up in tonight's game versus the Buffalo Sabres here. Oilers are coming into this game with a 41-21-4 record on their season, with a nice-looking 22-8-3 home record on their home ice so far. They've been playing really good over their last 10 games so far in this little stretch here. There's 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 overtime losses as a squad here. Like I said, winners of their last game there, a 3-2 overtime victory versus Montreal. Nice to seal the victory there late in that one. Got some help from the refs, obviously, with that high sticking penalty. We're able to seal the deal in that overtime period. Over on the Buffalo Sabres side of things here, they're coming into this matchup with a 33-32-5 record on their season so far. Got a 16-15-4 away record. They haven't been playing great hockey as of late. They're only 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 OT loss in their last 10 games, so basically flirting with 500 hockey as of right now. They did lose their last game on Tuesday night by a final score of 3-2 versus the Vancouver Canucks. So coming into this game, struggling a little bit. Definitely a game the Oilers are going to want to come into and take advantage of early and often here in this one. Should be a great goaltender matchup in this game as well. You guys will go ahead and look at the goaltending matchup here. Over on the Oilers side of things, we got Stuart Skinner, who is already confirmed in net for the Oilers here. Obviously, Pickard starting that game against Montreal. Had a great performance there, stood on his head for us, made some big-time saves to keep us in that game. Skinner's been playing good as of late as well. He's coming into this matchup with a 30-13-4 record on his season, the 2.57 goals against average and a 908 save percentage, as well as 2 shutouts to go with those numbers so far on his season here, you guys. He does have 5 wins, 0 losses, and 2 OT losses over his last 7 starts. So been playing really good hockey as of late. Have no regulation losses over the last 7 games. For Stuart Skinner, so hopefully we can keep that ball rolling in the right direction here. Has been playing great hockey in the back end for us, keeping us in a lot of games here as of late. So definitely want to see him continue that hot stretch of hockey moving forward towards the end of the season here. Over on the Sabres side of things, they got Luukkonen in net, or expected to be in net here tonight. He gave us fits when we played them about a week ago, being able to hold on for that shootout victory versus the Oilers there. He's coming into this game with a 23-17-3 record on his season, with a really good 2.39 goals against average and a 915 save percentage. He's got a whopping 5 shutouts on his season as well. So when this goalie gets hot and gets into his zone, he's very hard to score on. Gonna have to pepper him with lots of shots if the Oilers are gonna want to kind of get under his skin early in this one and see if we can kind of break his will in that first period of this game. He's also been playing pretty good hockey as well over his last 6 games. He's 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 overtime loss. So both goalies coming into this one pretty hot. Gonna be a tough stretch here for the Oilers, trying to solve the puzzle of Luukkonen, see if we can figure out a way to get some goals in on him early there and kind of run away with this game and, just take advantage of this Sabres team that has been struggling a little bit as of late, where the Oilers have been playing some really good hockey over the last couple of weeks here, so hopefully we can keep that ball rolling in the right direction. We'll go ahead and look at the standings over in the Western Conference right now as well, you guys, starting with that Pacific Division. Still got Vancouver sitting first place in the Pacific right now with 94 points and 69 games played, but Edmonton is slowly starting to creep their way closer and closer as the weeks go on here. We're only 8 points back of Vancouver now with 86 points total and 66 games played. So still got the 3 games in hand on them, as well as the LA Kings, who are 3 points back of the Oilers, 83 points so far, but they have played, like I said, those 69 games played. They played the same amount of games as Vancouver. So things are looking good for the Oilers with those games in hand. Got to continue to play good hockey down the stretch here. And, if we can do that and hopefully beat Vancouver, I think we got them once, maybe twice more the rest of the way this season. There is a small chance that the Oilers may be able to sneak into that first spot in the Pacific Division. Let's hope that's the case. But if not, we still got to continue to play good hockey and hold on to that second spot in the Pacific there. Definitely don't want to be losing home ice advantage in that first round, especially to a team like LA, who we played the last couple of seasons, and they've gave us a good run for our money in that first round of the playoffs there. So we're definitely going to want to take advantage and have that home ice advantage throughout that first round. So need to continue to play some good hockey down the stretch here to kind of maintain where we're at in the standings. Go ahead and look at the wild wildcard standings in the Western Conference right now as well, you guys. Got Nashville holding on to that first wildcard spot with 84 points in 69 games played. They just slowly keep crawling up the standings, looking better and better as the weeks go on here. Vegas is starting to fall a little bit behind them now. They're at 79 points, 68 games played, holding on to that second wildcard spot right now in the Western Conference. You got a few teams on the outside looking in. Their grips are slowly starting to fade here on catching up to those wildcard spots. You do have Minnesota, who's 3 points back right now. They got 76 points in 70 games played. And then you got St. Louis, 4 points back of Vegas. They got 75 points in 69 games played. And then Calgary, who's 8 points back right now with 71 points in 68 games played. So those teams on the outside looking in definitely got some work cut out for them if they're going to want to crawl back into contention here to try and sneak into a wild card spot. But it seems like it's pretty well locked up right now with that Nashville and Vegas and maybe Minnesota sneaking in there, replacing Vegas if Vegas kind of falls apart here down the stretch. But should be an exciting race to the finish line in the Western Conference to finish out this season, you guys. We'll go ahead and look at the injury report in this game versus Buffalo here. On the Oilers side of things, once again, no injuries to report, which is nice to see. Everyone's back and healthy. Ekholm's been back in the lineup now for a couple games after falling ill. Missed a game or two there due to illness. He's back and rocking and rolling, ready to go. We've had Stetcher, that D-man we picked up at the trade deadline, who's played a couple games as Desharnais kind of been on the outside looking in. I thought his performance has been pretty good as well in the couple games that he has played for us. And then the injury report for the Buffalo Sabres, nothing too major on their side of things. They just got Jack Quinn, who's on IR with a lower body right now, and Samuelson, who's also on IR with an upper body. Those are the only two injuries for the Buffalo Sabres. So both teams are coming into this one pretty healthy and ready to roll. Should be a good matchup with some fireworks here tonight. Was a great game about a week ago back in Buffalo there, where the Oilers scrap and clawed their way to a shootout loss, unfortunately, where Luukkonen just stood on his head in that game. So definitely going to have to solve him in this one, bringing up the keys to victory here, you guys, and that is my first key to victory for the Edmonton Oilers here is just getting the puck on net and solving the case of Luukkonen. Like I said, he's been real good in net for the Buffalo Sabres this season. He's got 5 shutouts on the season, a 4-1-1 record over his last 6 starts. So just been playing high-quality hockey in the back end for that Buffalo Sabres squad. And the Oilers are definitely going to have to pepper him with shots early and often in this game to try and solve that goalie conundrum early in this one and not really allow Buffalo to hang around like we did in that game that we lost to them last week, you guys. If we can try and take advantage and get out to an early lead here, I think that's going to go a long ways to the Oilers' success in this game. And the second key to victory that I have for this Oilers club here is just slowing down the Sabres' key contributors. We got a couple guys coming in on some points. Point streaks here. We got Alex Tuck, who's got 5 points over his last 3 games, as well as Tage Thompson, who's got 4 points over the last 3 games. So you got 9 points combined between those two forwards for the Buffalo Sabres over their last 3 games. So definitely going to want to figure out a way to slow those guys down and keep them out of the back of the net here, and just give Skinner some chances to be able to save these pucks here. Got to keep them out of the slot, not allow a lot of high-grade scoring chances on these guys, and I think that's going to go a long ways for the Oilers being able to hang on for victory as well in this one, you guys. And then the final key to victory that I have for this Oilers club here is just shutting them down on defense. Buffalo is not a great offensive team, although they have been playing a little bit better hockey in the second half of the season here. They're not a great offensive squad. They are 21st in goals per game, 14th in the league in shots on goal, 27th in the league in power play percentage, and 31st in the league in face-off percentage. So definitely not a high-powered offensive squad here, hence just being able to barely squeak a victory out against us 3-2 in a shootout there a week ago. So not expecting a super high scoring game in this one. So the Oilers are just going to have to button down the hatches on defense, not allow these guys to get any lucky goals in on us here, and see if we can kind of run away with this game early in that first or second period and get out to an early lead on this team who's got a real good goaltender, kind of battening down the hatches on the back end for them. If we can solve the Luukkonen problem early in this game, that's going to go a long ways for the Oilers being able to take this one home, you guys. So I'll give you a little final score prediction for this game as well before we round out the video here. I'm going to go ahead and take the Oilers for their second straight victory by a final score of 4-2 in this one. Like I said, I think getting lots of shots early, we're going to find a way to bury a couple goals home in that first period and get out to a nice lead there. I think Skinner stands on his head later on in the game and just kind of shuts the door on these guys, not allowing them to crawl back into this affair. And the Oilers just kind of run away with this one early in this game and just be able to play some solid defense throughout the second and third periods, just being able to hang on for victory by a final score of 4-2 in this one, you guys. So that's my final score prediction. We'll love your guys' prediction on the final score in the comments section down below. And how do you think the Oilers are going to fare the rest of the season? What ranking do you think we're going to finish in the Pacific Division? Personally, I think we're going to be locked into that second spot in the Pacific. I think it's going to be very tough to catch Vancouver, but nonetheless, I think second's a nice spot for us. Still gives us that first round home ice advantage, which is nice to have, you guys. But yeah, I would love your guys' opinion on that in the comments section down below. But that pretty well wraps her up for this one, man. 4-2 for the Oilers is my prediction. And appreciate you guys watching, man. And this is Marcus with MGN Sports signing off. Peace.